We off?
30 seconds of carefree bliss.
Oof, like wind in your hair carefree.
Oh, like using Clorox Disinfecting All-Purpose Cleaner in the home carefree.
Yes!
Like dog slobbing on the coffee table and cleaning it with Clorox Carefree.
He's on a roll now.
Spit toothpaste on the faucet.
You got it. You got it.
Peanut butter on the light switch.
Oh, spritz, spritz.
Spritz, spritz. Clorox, man. Clean feels good.
Okay, we're back.
Use as directed.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Forget the frustration of picking commerce platforms when you switch your business to Shopify, the global commerce platform that supercharges your selling wherever you sell. With Shopify, you'll harness the same intuitive features, trusted apps, and powerful analytics used by the world's leading brands. Sign up today for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/tech, all lowercase. That's shopify.com/tech.
Frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about comic books, costumes, facts, boots, and other stuff. In this week's issue,
it's the 2025 BFH Easter Special. Hey, why not? Welcome into Bros, Foes, and Heroes. I'm Zach, joined as always by the merciful one.
hey,
Mr.
I like
Mike.
that one. That one's not bad. Yeah.
Well, this week we're doing something, I was going to say a little different, but not really. We're going to talk about comics. We do that every week.
Hey, what do you know?
If you're new
Look
to
at
the
this.
show,
I got Iron Man behind me. Look at that.
he does have Iron Man behind
There's
him.
Iron Man.
And Michael Jordan. It's Mike and Mike.
Michael Jordan.
But Toon Squad Michael Jordan, as they try to shake hands.
Well, it's hard because it's.
It doesn't. They're
See,
shaking
when I
hands.
do this,
They're
it
shaking
doesn't
hands.
look like I'm shaking his
If this
hands.
is the first time that you are listening to us or watching us, if you're listening, you don't get the gag that
No,
Mike's
I'm moving
doing, is he?
my head.
Yeah, there you go.
Still doesn't look like it.
No, but we are a comic book podcast where I, Zach, bring forth either a comic book character or storyline or event or history because I have an idea for something, but I think I'm going to wait till our Wednesday one this week to kind of just talk about it there. Okay. And this week, we are going to talk about comics, but I thought, we've done things. You are very fascinated with Michael Jordan.
I'm just trying to get him back straight. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, we have done holiday-specific episodes before. We have.
He's stuck.
Remember when this is going to end so badly.
Yeah.
Remember when, though, we had a show that was on tax day once? We did the Superman tax
stole all
dodger.
that money.
Yeah. Where he was the tax dodger
he was
story.
a tax dodger. Yeah.
We also got to interview Reed Tucker that episode, which was really cool. But, and we've done things for Christmas. We'll have Christmas, issues or episodes of the show. Mm-hmm. For Halloween, we'll kind of keep it
we've definitely
scared.
done a bunch of Christmas stuff. Yeah,
for sure.
Frosty
And Woolworth's Christmas magazines. That
Woolworth
Mike loves.
is always my favorite.
We're out of those. We're gonna have to figure out something new for this Christmas. But
Woolworth, get on it. Oh wait, he's dead.
Yeah. But we've never done an Easter special.
We have not.
And so I thought, with Easter coming up on Sunday, by the time we would do our next show,
I don't think there's
it'll have
ever
already
even been a
passed.
reference to Easter in anything we've done, right?
No,
like
for
you
on
would
our
think
show?
that the Easter Bunny would show up at some point.
But
right?
he hasn't. Now, I know they exist, and if I wanted to dive into it, I could probably find it, because in the same way that they had Woolworth's comics, they have like Easter Bunny comics, and it's a lot of like animal comics and stuff like that. They do. I didn't read into it because a lot of it's just like 50s, like filler, like cutesy, like kids comics. Not to say that we're not going to do
every year, just slightly different.
Kinda.
Yeah.
But I thought that what I could do,
eggs.
I was like, we could do an Easter special. And at first I thought, Mike, very shortly, because I thought, no, this is a terrible idea. I was like, we should see if there's like an actual Easter story comic.
Like traditional.
Like traditional Easter story, to which there is.
Northern Hemisphere.
Yes. To which there is.
He is. There it is.
Marvel did it in 1993. Louise Simonson actually wrote it.
Why does it say Nelson underneath the Marvel?
I think it's in like partnership with, like it was to.
Who's Nelson?
I don't
Mandela?
know. No, I think it's like a group that they did. I know that this isn't the first one. They also did one for like Christmas for like the birth of Jesus as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, but there is an actual Easter
That
comic.
guy gets a lot of coverage. Have you noticed that? He gets a lot. He's got a great publicist.
True,
You know?
very true. I've heard most read book.
Sure.
So,
Lucky bear.
but I the more I thought about it, the more I actually realized that while we are an irreverent show, we aren't necessarily.
We're unfiltered, Zach. Watch out.
I always hate when people say that. But we're not the type of show that's just going to sit there and like poke fun at stuff just to poke fun of it. And honestly, like when I read through it, like for what they were trying to do, it was really good and actually really in depth. So like it's Louise Simonson. Here's the thing. Like I don't know her beliefs, and maybe this was a passion project and something she wanted to do, or maybe this was something. Oh, yeah, funny. I didn't mean to do that on purpose, but it works. Or maybe it was something that was assigned to her, how we've talked about before, that sometimes writers get like, hey, you're going to write this comic for us. It could have been. But, like, she is a legend in the comics game for a reason. So,
how many
she's a
Jewish writers do you
fantastic
think turned that down
I don't
before
know.
they got to her?
I don't know. Maybe.
Mr. Goldberg, would you like to? Nope. No thanks.
Yeah. But so I didn't want to dive into that. I thought that we could do something more fun and more silly for our Easter special.
Yes, I like silly.
And so I was digging through stuff, and when I was looking through to try to find Easter comics, that's where I came across some I were telling you, like for the 40s and 50s, that were like animal comics and stuff like that. They'll be fun and cutesy, and we could cover 5 things to laugh about. But then I discovered in an article that I found that there were some good old friends of ours, Mike, that had actually had something to do with Easter. And so I figured that we could add a return appearance
it's the captain
of Captain Carrot and his zoo crew.
Oh, and Rabbits of the Lost Ark.
Rabbits of the Lost Ark with with Oklahoma Bones and
pardon me?
Oklahoma Bones.
Oklahoma Bones. Okay.
And Whipley, believe it or not, but Whipley's his whip. It's a snake.
It's a snake. It's a whip.
But it was.
It sounds like a PETA
The
concern.
cover. The cover talks about that with the secret of Easter Bunny Island, and I thought, perfect,
absolutely,
for our Easter special. So I'll save that one to the end because it's the longer one. Also, while I dug around and looking through stuff, I came across an unexpected issue, which is what we're going to start with. Now I want to pull up to make sure I have it. So
that is
what unexpected
fantastic art right there. That is so good.
I thought Mike would enjoy this. What unexpected was, or I think it's I'm trying to look this up.
By the way, while you're doing that, this is an Easter special, right? This is an Easter themed episode.
Exactly, or in this case, Easter Bunny themed.
I turned on the news this morning because I'm 100, and they had a story about how eggs are high. Did you know that? Who knew?
I've heard that. Yeah.
And they said, for Easter, that some people are foregoing eggs this year because they're so expensive. Instead, they're dyeing potatoes and marshmallows.
Okay, I get
and but here's what I'm thinking, right? That dye can't be safe.
Well, I mean, is the dye safe on eggs?
Well, at least you pull the shell off.
But you eat it if it gets through on the shell.
Well,
I know
sure,
you did.
But I'm saying at least there's a barrier, right? A potato, that's a sponge. A marshmallow, that's a sponge. Just get you a normal sponge and just put that sweet, sweet dye right in your mouth.
It's just like vinegar.
Just drink it.
It's vinegar in the color tablet, basically.
That's what I'm saying. Your marshmallow is going to taste great after being in that vinegar.
I'm pretty sure not.
Yeah, I just thought they were stupid ideas. It's like, don't have eggs. I don't know.
Or
get the plastic ones.
Yeah, but it's not the same. It's
sure.
not the same.
It is.
You didn't dye much eggs growing up, did you?
I did. I dyed a lot of eggs. Yeah, I dyed a lot with my kids. I dyed a lot with my parents.
I was always the name egg guy.
You put your name on it?
Well, not mine. Like everybody would have their own Easter basket, and they'd have an egg that had their name on it. I got to be the name guy. I would make all the eggs that had names on it.
Yeah.
Which honestly, low key, I kind of liked because on half my eggs, all I had to do was write names.
Did you ever get the eggs that had like $1 in it or whatever?
Like in the actual eggs themselves?
No,
like pull it out of a yolk.
It's not like a chicken ate $1, but like feed that chicken more dollars. We got to get busy.
Listen, I got an amazing idea. The chickens eat the $1, okay?
And they poop out pennies. It'll be great.
Man, this egg's so
should
heavy.
they go the other way? You feed them too many pennies, they get heavy.
Oh man, I love how this has devolved
anyway,
so quickly.
The thing I was going to say is the last thing about Easter egg dyeing is, the little Pez kit that you get. No, the kit you get. It's made by a company called Pez, right? It was always the Easter egg dyeing kit. Right?
Oh, okay, but Pez also had the little candy machine.
Yes, but this is real. It's a thin little box.
Yes,
right?
yes. It's like cardboard.
Yeah.
It's like a clear
square
plastic thing with like
box.
6 tablets, some cardboard things to put eggs in it.
What I absolutely hate.
The wraps?
Nope, the little wire thing they give you to dip your egg.
Yeah.
Because that thing is a piece of garbage. It is.
You have to do it just so right.
It's not great.
And you bend it so it sits in the cup.
It will not. It's not a universal
Small cups.
appliance. It will not fit every egg.
That is true too.
So
small cups is key. So I don't know why I said that. I don't even know if it's
you know what I
clear.
like are the confetti eggs.
Like the ones you bust. And
Those are
confetti
fun.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as somebody who hates glitter
Your
as
kids
much
better
as
get
you
the
do,
hell outside.
Yeah, that's what I was
before
about
you
to
do
say.
those.
As somebody who
Yeah.
hates glitter as much
Now
as
shake
you do.
your hair out. Yeah.
So
Exactly.
what we have is I kind of gave the people watching at home, or even the people listening, a tidbit. But we're going to get into the first of our 2 stories for our Easter special, which is from Unexpected, issue number 202. Which
Did you expect it?
I didn't know. I didn't.
Yeah.
It's from September of 1980, Mike.
Ooh.
This is one of the later ones we've covered here. Now, for those of you listening who can't see the cover, it is a very let me paint the picture for you. It is like a park area kind of, or maybe the kids are off in some overgrown like brush looking for, or, you know, grass looking for Easter eggs, and they've all found it. It's 2 boys and a girl, but the girl kind of looks back into the woods because she gets this sense that something evil is there. And we see this massive bunny with just evil fangs just coming down out of it.
2 big fangs instead of the buck teeth. He's got the 2 big fangs.
Yes.
The red eyes like a rabbit will have.
To quote,
but claws.
Actually, to quote Mr. Where's my finger at? There you go. Ray Bradbury. Something wicked this way comes in this form.
That was a good movie.
Yeah. Oh, it's a
You ever see
great
that movie?
story. No, I mean, I've read the book. I don't know if I've seen the movie.
You should watch that movie. It was produced by Disney. It was one of the first like dark movies they did.
Oh, really? Is it live action?
I think it's PG.
Kurt Russell in it?
Yeah, no, it doesn't have Kurt Russell in it.
Kurt
which
Russell
is-
was in a lot of really Disney.
Kurt
That's
Russell
why I
was the
asked.
computer who wore tennis shoes. Yeah.
He was. I did watch that on the Disney free weekends that we would get, me and my mom. Also, I watched a lot of black and white Zorro.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
Black Mirror started.
Oh, I haven't seen it. I saw the trailer for
I haven't
it.
watched them yet either, but I just thought about that. Black Mirror started. That's a big deal to me.
Yeah, no, those are always really good. They're very.
mean-
It's the Twilight Zone of our generation.
It really is, and
Even though
it's-
they tried to bring the actual Twilight Zone back.
yeah, it was.
Which is why it's funny you bring this up though, because we can tie back in. That is what Unexpected was.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like that's what it feels like to me.
It is.
Same
And-
kind of
and-
thing.
and I
Tales
left-
from the Crypt, Unexpected, all that stuff. Yeah.
And I left a little bit of the like framing in just so you could kind of see how the comic worked, because
Yeah.
it opens up Unexpected
God.
202.
This is such good art.
It opens up in like a library.
Yeah.
Right. And it's this guy named Abel who is our like crypt keeper kind of, but he's just a man in a suit and he's like leading you around by candlelight and he presents tales to you.
Sure. I
And
love this anthology stuff.
I know
I
you
have
do.
always loved the anthology stuff. What was it? Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yep. Or was
And-
that just one story that they would do? No, they might have done multiple ones. It's been
No, they
forever
would do
since I-
one story, but each week it was different.
Oh yeah, no, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Well, same with like Tales from the Crypt. was the
Amazing
one you-
Tales was the one that Steven Spielberg produced. That one came on NBC for a while. It was kind of a Twilight Zone-y thing.
Believe it or not, it's just me.
That's Great American Hero.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
that's the greatest American hero. Believe it or not,
I'm walking on it. We better stop or they'll flag our video for us singing.
F you.
Not the actual music. We will not be able to make money because of our glorious pipes. So also I'm proud. Well, never mind. I'll wait till we get a little bit further
All right,
before
so
I say that.
Cain
So,
is
Abel. No,
sorry.
Slip.
I figured it would happen. Yeah.
So Abel is our like introductory there. The first story, Mike, I read it just to kind of set it up because this is the framing to start our next story. I
Who
was
was
just
the
showing you
artist
Abel.
on this?
Well, it's different artists for different parts.
Oh, okay.
For the, let me see if I
For
can
this
tell
part.
you.
It looks like it's signed underneath his arm there.
Let me look because then I can tell you. Look at what I'm based.
Billy Batson.
No, that kind of helps me if it ends with an L. That does not help me at all.
Okay, that's all right.
Maybe
find out later.
Pencilers are. Well, I'll just tell you for the whole book. We're gonna get them out here.
Okay.
Tori Respresso,
Sure.
Tenny Henson, Ken Landgraf, and Arthur Drosh.
I don't know
If I mispronounce those, I apologize. The cover was Luis Dominguez. Those are all the artists for this book.
I don't know if you've ever had to go through the process of a land graph, but it's not fun.
Not fun.
Yeah.
The author for our story is Michael Uslan that
Okay.
we will get to there. But so I had it. Our story starts here where Abel is kind of telling us like, oh, I forgot how that one ended. He tells you that like there's members of the Bedlam Insane Asylum come and read stories there. And so the first story they tell is about, well, no, the reason he tells you that
Why wouldn't you?
is because the first story he tells is about somebody escaping from the Bedlam
Yeah.
Asylum.
Well, I'm just saying you're inviting that if you're having them come and read
That's
stories
true.
at your place.
Here's the thing. And that first story was it's somebody escapes and a guy shows up at this woman's house to meet with her husband, who's like a colonel. And she's like, oh, well, why didn't you have him take him to his office? Well, the cabbie just took me here. Yeah. Oh, okay. And then, like, the more they talk, the more she realizes, like, it's put together really loosely, but you can tell that she realizes that she's the escapee, and she has to try to run away to get from her. Her husband calls, and she's like, somebody's here to visit you, and she gives him clues, and he tries to get there in time, and before the escapee can, like, kill his wife, he ends up shooting the escapee.
The call came from inside the house.
Well,
that kind of thing,
kind
right?
of, except it's just like somebody who showed up that was supposed to be who they are isn't who they said they were and is there for another reason. Yeah. But the way she's able to tell that it's the woman who escaped from the insane asylum is because she puts her arms on the table and is able to hold her elbows together. And she's like, only women can do that.
What?
Yeah, like here. This is gonna be awful. Here's a middle or a
only women can do that.
Yeah, she like sets up. I should do this better. She like steps up to the table and like puts her arms like that together.
Oh.
But she touches her elbows, and she's like, "That's how I knew she was a woman and she was the escaped person from the insane asylum. Only women can do that." And I was like, I don't know if that's true.
That is loose as hell.
It is, but I was like, I think it's the 80s. So. Then it led to this one. That's where he's like, we hear the scream. He's like, oh, one of the inmates. I wonder if he's okay about the timely demise of one of his own before, like, talking. He that's what he does. He's there to, like, bookend the stories and then get to the next one. And so where he starts ours is he goes, here's something that will settle your nerves, the children's section. What? You say your nerves don't need settling? Oh, well, then you'll love our next story.
Nobody told you that.
But before we get there, I also included.
Oh, geez, it's Batgirl.
A Twinkies ad.
Oh, Batgirl for Twinkies, huh?
Because, before we get to our story, I just wanted to show you the girl she's talking to is Jet Set Jessie.
Jet Set Jessie.
Jewel thief extraordinaire. And just look how flashy she is.
I like how she spins around.
She does. Tut, tut. You'll have to be faster than that, my dear. So we just come in at the end where Batgirl has, like, wrapped her up. Mm-hmm. And then she's like, and I can get my hands on your foot before I get it. What? Oh, and she's.
Again with the feet.
Yes, before I get on your chin. Oh, I got to keep Jess. Oh, so Batgirl, she has her tied up, but she can't get Jessie, like, completely, I guess, like, contained. So Jessie's able to, like, parry her attack.
Until she throws a Twinkie at her.
Exactly. Yeah. And then Jessie's like, oh, Twinkies, I love that. And next thing you know, Batgirl has her tied up on the back of the back cart. But I just always love the, like.
Thanks, hostess.
I love the hostess fruit pie ads in these. Like, we come across them sometimes.
Yeah. No, I love that, how it's loosely built around a single product, and it's supposed to be a story of some kind. It's not.
And it's not at all.
I mean, you could literally have done the exact same thing with just a picture of Batgirl holding a Twinkie, and you're done. Yeah. You don't need to write it. You don't need to do anything. You don't have to go crazy with it. Don't have to make up Jet Set Jessie.
You don't like Jet Set Jessie?
I don't like that name.
Well, Jet Set Jessie doesn't like you.
Bleak.
Let's talk about our main story here now, hopping down the bunny trail. So everybody's gathered at, like, the town hall, and one of the parents, it's like parents and their kids there, and there's posters for Easter Sunday, the Krieger mansion. They're having, like, an Easter hunt. Yeah. It says egg hunt, huh? I don't like, and one of the parents like, I don't like the ideas of them playing up at the old Krieger place. And another guy's like, oh, do you believe it's haunted like everybody else? And the guy's like, no, come on, I don't think it's haunted. Whatever, like, go on, have fun, kids. And the dad's like, I'm sure the city's putting it on. Like, who else could have gotten all of these posters up overnight? Like, they're going to be fine. Yeah. And so as the kids leave, one of the moms tells the kids, it says, or after the kid says, it's got to be the city who put them up. Like, who else would it be? Our narration goes, who else or what else? The supernatural works in strange ways. Then a mom is saying, all right, come home by 4 o'clock. Have you got all your cheeklet? I don't know. Your
cheeklets.
Your chocolate Easter bunny snacks? I don't know where that came from.
Cheeklet, mister. Cheeklet.
And they're like, yeah, we've got them. Bye, Mom. And then it says underneath in the narration, bye, Mom. Those were the last words the shivers. Oh, excuse me. Those were the last words the shivering woman would later be able to recall hearing from her children.
The shivering woman.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're setting up for something very diabolical, Mike.
Or she gets really cold.
She does.
One or the other.
So all the kids are walking to this mansion for this Easter hunt, and as they're there, they pull.
God, this rabbit.
There's a storm, like, coming over the mansion, and so it's starting to get dark and cloudy, and all the kids are sitting there eating. They pull their chocolate bunnies out of their pockets, and one of the kids is like, "I love these chocolate bunnies," and he's like, "Me too." And one of them sits there and just bites the head off. And he goes, I always love to bite the heads off first. What about you?
Yeah, that rabbit's going to take offense to that. He's not going to like it. Yeah.
Here's the thing, Mike. You always can pick up pretty easily on where these are going. Also, these things kind of.
It's a pretty intricate story here,
hit
Zach.
you.
Yeah, I mean, it's really rough.
It's only 6 pages, so they kind of hit you over the head with it too sometimes. But as they get closer, they start to
Thank
see
God
all
Twinkies save them in the end, though.
They start to see all the other little towns kids there, like looking for eggs, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, hey, wow, look at that bunny." And I will say one thing about this: it's a creepy bunny, but I do love art choice wise how it's the full bunny and he takes up 2.
Oh yeah,
panels,
I love the 2 frames, but that
but
bunny.
they have the split. So for people not listening, they have the bunny. It's like a large panel at the bottom. And so the Easter bunny, the evil-looking Easter bunny, is drawn in full, but they still split the panel in 2. And so that the gutter, that's what it's called, right? Yeah, the gutter that comes down right between splits the 2 panels, but it's like it's still the full. It just looks cool. That's all.
That was a secondary choice for the Gulf of America, was the gutter.
The gutter?
They were just going to call it the gutter.
That whole.
So the whole thing is that somebody had to approve this bunny, right?
Yeah.
Because this bunny's going to be around kids. Somebody had to get in the suit or somebody had to do the thing, right?
Yeah.
And so this evil-ass bunny, yep, check, got it.
Yep. So.
Thanks, Pastor Dave.
They see them, and they're like, oh, one of the kids is like, that's Easter Bunny. And the other guy's like, nah, that's Old Man Snyder. He dresses up as Santa for Christmas.
Old Man Snyder.
Old Man Snyder.
All right.
It's like he dresses up as Santa Claus for Christmas all the time. And it says, perhaps it's the costume, perhaps it's a smile, but the kids sense trouble.
Can't wait till the Mystery Machine shows up.
I would have got away with one for you kids. And he goes, hi, kids, I'm the Easter Bunny. I'm going to talk like that.
He does not say it that way, not with that face.
No, he does. Hi, kids, I'm the Easter Bunny.
I'm the Easter Bunny.
Oh, do I need to go nasally on it?
No.
Welcome to my Easter egg hunt.
Oh,
like
gross.
That. It's almost goofy-ish.
Stop eating my head.
Go inside and find as many hidden eggs as you can.
Lick the back. Lick the back.
I have to do my teeth out when I do it too. I don't know why. A big toy goes to the winner.
Look me in the eyes while you're eating it.
People for sure have to hate my voices. And they're just like, swell. And they just kind of like.
Swell.
Did I already? Oh, wow. Okay.
I want
very short. I thought there was another page and I missed.
I want to live in a world where people still use the word swell.
Swell? Then inside the mansion, like they're looking for all these eggs. It says the air is coated with dust and the furniture's draped with spindly cobwebs. And then one of the kids is like, Marvin, was that really the Easter Bunny? And the other kid's like, don't be a jerk, man. That's still Old Man Snyder. Like, just forget it. Stay close to me so you don't get lost. Then they see the other kids looking around to try to find eggs. And like, come on, we got to move fast. And the storm starts to get worse. And then eventually, like, they're starting to lose the daylight outside because of the storm. Yeah. And they lose, like, the lights in the house for a crash of lightning. And all of a sudden, they're just like, all right, it's getting real dark, and our basket's, like, overflowing. Let's get out of here. Like, where are the other kids? Come to think of it, I haven't seen anybody in, like, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe they're outside counting their eggs. Come on, let's go. The door's locked.
3.
Like, one of the kids tries to leave, and the door's locked, and he can't. And all of a sudden, a trap door underneath him opens, and they all fall down.
Old Man who?
Snyder.
Yeah.
And they all fall down with a plud. Because I know you love the onomatopoeia words. Plud. Lower and lower, the dark ooze sinks. In the dark ooze sink the children.
Is it not chocolate?
No.
Oh.
No, it is. So it goes, help, we're stuck in tar. We'll never get out. This isn't tar, Sally. Taste it. It's chocolate. Suddenly a door creaks open. And the Easter Bunny comes through and he goes, welcome to the Easter Bunny's chocolate vat. And they go, why, this must be part of the party. What a great idea. Of course. I love children.
It's 90% cacao.
Oh, man. Here, let me help you. I got to quit doing that. I'm freaking myself out doing it. And one of the kids is like, oh, thanks. I'm dripping. And then the bunny goes,
don't like that.
And I'm hungry.
Oh, gross.
Like that, all of a sudden, I just like,
yeah.
In my mind, that's how I did it. It's like cute and goofy. And then all of a sudden,
very
like,
it.
Yeah,
he went it on you.
And he's got like these red outlines, like, okay, that's evil Easter Bunny. That's not Old Man Snyder. But I love the child just staring off into the distance with his chocolate on him. And then he goes, for years, you kids have been biting into chocolate.
That rabbit got evil quick.
Yes, you've been biting into chocolate bunnies. Well, turnabout is fair play. I can't control my thirst for revenge anymore. And the kid with a giant smile just goes, hey, come on, Mr. Snyder. You're scaring me. Take off that mask. and he tries to start ripping at the bunny's face.
Not gonna
And
happen.
it goes, "It won't come off, Sally. Stanley, it's real." Sally and Stanley strain to see what's happening, but no. And you see how the Easter Bunny has picked the kid up to his head, and then it just says, all they see is the object that dropped from Marvin's pocket, his chocolate Easter Bunny with the head bitten off.
So we're to believe that
And then it just goes, "Aye!" and Abel comes back and goes, suddenly the screaming stops, and Stanley and Sally huddle together, knowing whatever happened to Marvin, they're next.
So we are to believe that the rabbit bit his head off.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
All the kids, I'm assuming.
Okay. The problem I have with this story is now what?
What do you, that's I don't know. That's it.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's
The Easter
only
Bunny's
problem I have with
bloodlust
this story.
has been quelched, and he now is back to being a happy-go-lucky Easter Bunny.
The other two get their heads bit off?
I'm assuming so. I mean, that's what it leads.
I mean, that's
leads
what
you to
Abel
believe.
said, basically, right?
Yeah, that's what Abel said.
Okay.
I mean, the Crypt Keeper loves to do that.
Sure.
So that was our first story.
Yeah, that was all right.
Okay.
I mean, I did like the big evil bunny.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I thirst for more.
All right. Well,
Let me take a drink of this Big Gulp by 7-Eleven.
Let's get into then.
Not an actual sponsor.
Yet. If we put their logo.
Kool-Aid, see what I can do? This is the kind of power I have, Kool-Aid.
Actually, you know what I did? Here's what I always forget to do this too. If you have a comment on the show or a recommendation or something you'd like us to cover, just something you want us to know and tell us, feel free to email us right here, right below. I always forget where I'm at. There you go. Bros, foes, and heroes @gmail.com for those of you listening. Bros, foes, and spelled out A-N-D, heroes @gmail.com.
Send
So
us an email.
that brings us to our next story, which Mike, the copy that I got here.
I am just going to say, and I don't know any better.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this is a terrible story.
Yeah.
I mean, the art is rough.
Yeah. Do you remember anything about the Zoo Crew?
I remember they're all talking animals.
Yes.
I remember that Captain Carrot is the leader. That's
Yes.
about it. That's
Okay.
all I got. Yeah.
So our issue here, let me go ahead and give the credit where credit is due, because one thing I do love as a fellow creative is even if we talk about this stuff, like there's a lot of good still in a lot of this, and we should at least notice the people who put work into things. This is Captain Carrot and His Amazing Zoo Crew issue number 5 from July of 1982. We stayed in the 80s for our Easter special.
Amazing seems like you're pushing it a little.
Cover artist there, Scott Shaw and Chad Grothkopf. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Everything else for our issue, our writer is Roy Thomas. Roy Thomas was Stan Lee's
Linebacker
Stan Lee's second in command. He's
Oh,
the one
really?
he was the guy who took over as the next editor in chief after Stan Lee.
Oh,
Stan
okay.
was your first one. Roy was his boy wonder who
Oh,
kind of
you're doing
took
a great
over
job there,
afterwards.
Roy.
I don't know if you'll remember this or not. This is in the 80s, so this is a long time later, 20 years after that. But remember when Jack Kirby and Mr. Miracle, not in Tom King's series we covered, but in the original Mr. Miracle back in the 70s, had Funky Flashman that made fun of Stan, and there was his like butler that would do everything he did that he called House Roy. Was making fun of Roy
that's
Thomas.
him.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
So, but Roy Thomas is your writer on this.
Well, Roy has fallen on hard times here.
Roy has done a lot of stuff. Roy Thomas is also a big name in comics. But the penciler, Scott Shaw, not only did the cover, he did every bit of penciling in the book. And Chad Grothkopf then went ahead and inked it. Our colorist is Tom Ziuko. Janice Chiang did lettering, and our editor is Dave Manak from back in.
They have
again,
to have these same
1982.
thoughts we're having as they're doing this. You know?
So here's what I think is they're all probably writing other books at the time.
Yeah.
And this is one of those things when I look at it and I see the comics are very big. I think this might even be at the time of the DC explosion that we talked about. My years might be off. This might be after it. But when Jeanette Kahn took over DC, she had the idea of we're going to make more books. We're going to get more characters out there, new stuff, and was part of it. And so I can see that Captain Carrot was part of that initiative. This is going to be something for our younger kids to get into. Like we're going to, push that out there. And it was probably, hey, Roy, I don't know what he was doing at the time. I'm just going to pick something. Hey, Roy, you're also doing like the Green Arrow story for this month, and you've also got that Teen Titans thing that we're working on. We need somebody to write Captain Carrot. Can you do a story arc for Captain Carrot too? Like that's how I feel. Like it's assigned out like jobs like anything else.
Well, it also feels like it's a toy play.
It is, but there aren't ever any toys made for this.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand the fact that they never made any toys for this. It seems like
I think it's just for
100%.
a younger audience. Like, that's how. And granted, comics in general were. By the 80s, that's going to change, I feel like. It was shifting in the late 70s and into the early 80s on Batman stuff with, like, Neil Adams and them. But, like, the mid-80s with the Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns and Alan Moore's Watchmen, like, we're about to get darker. I think that this is just more for, like, a younger kids audience.
But you can see this amazing zoo crew telling us how great Pizza Inn is.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Not Pizza Hut, Pizza Inn. Because I don't know if you know this, Zach. For Pizza Out, it's Pizza Inn.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Just a real quick recap of our characters before we dive into this issue, because we are going to briefly cover this. We're not going to get into it too big because there's not a lot of substance, and half of it is honestly just a parody of Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
So, Roger Rodney Rabbit is Captain Carrot.
Rodney.
I'm going to give you their alias before their superhero name.
Their Christian names.
If you won't remember, he is kind of the Clark Kent of this, and he is not a newspaper writer. He is he makes comic books. He's a comic book artist, and he makes a comic book called Just a Lot of Animals. Just a Lot of Animals. Okay. And it's about a superhero team of animals that fights crime, but it's a play on Justice League of America, JLA. So that's what a lot of these things are in this. There's a lot of pun play. It's
Rabbits of the Lost Ark.
It's a very punny book. So then there is Felina Fur, who is Alley Cat Abra, who knows like martial arts and magic. She's the cat there.
Terrible.
There's Peter Pork Chops, who is Pig Iron. I don't know if you remember this, Mike. You had to teach me what Pig Iron was back on like episode 5.
That's right. Pig iron is like unprocessed iron,
exactly.
Right? Yeah.
But when we covered this back, because we covered the origin of them way back, I think it was the 5th episode we ever did of this. So it's a callback. Yeah. But this is why I'm giving Mike a rundown of everything too. Then we had Bird Rentals.
God almighty.
Which is obviously Burt Reynolds, but he is Rubber Duck. Mm-hmm. He's kind of like
he's like the Plastic Man, or
yeah. He's elastic. Rova Barkett, who is Yankee Poodle, whose powers do you not remember? She like shoots stars out of one and stripes out of the other, but it's the power to attract with one hand and repel with the other. That is her power.
Sure.
There's also Timmy Joe Terrapin, who is Fastback, who's our Flash-like turtle.
Where the hell is he? Is he in the egg?
Let me see. Is he even on the cover? These last two aren't even mentioned.
Or is that the blue thing there?
That is the blue thing.
That's the blue thing.
Okay, so you see
all
everybody.
Turtles are blue.
There were 2 more that appeared early on, or that appeared later that we do not get to.
Well, they died.
That are Chester Cheese, who's a little cheese, and then Johnny Jingo, who's the American Eagle, who was an eagle apparently.
Yeah,
but
they both got canceled.
Yeah. So our story, they both got canceled. Let me get back to where I was.
Well, the cheese one you can figure out yourself.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But I picked this because it was
Look
we're
how
about
big
to
these
come.
holes are.
We're about
Swiss cheese.
to come face to face with the secret of Easter Bunny Island. I figured we got a scary Easter Bunny. Let's get a happy Easter
Bunny Island. Sure.
Easter Bunny doesn't show up at all, Mike.
Oh shit.
Sorry, but
there's a big old Easter egg right on the front.
There is. Here's the thing. I told you it's out of order, so I gotta go ahead and then we'll work our way backwards. They're at some movie premiere for Bird Rentals and Rova Barkett. Oh my god! And a giant like robot chicken shows up, or robot rooster there. So Felina and Felina is Alley Cat Abra. So Captain Carrot and Alley Cat Abra both work on trying to fight this robot, and they just keep running, like they're unable to defeat it.
I really admire you, Zach, for being able to say Alley Cat Abra every time without, like, in a straight voice.
Thank you.
I mean, because that's got to be hard on you.
A little bit.
It has to take a little piece
Alley
of your
Cat
soul
Abra.
every time you say it.
No, because I've read worse, Mike, and we've covered worse. That's the thing.
We did do that. What was the Cops when we did?
Cops.
Was it called Cops? Yeah.
Fighting crime in a future time.
Yeah, that was rough.
Oh, man. Which, by the way, here soon we owed it to the people. We got to get back and finish or cover some more of Guardians of the Galaxy from the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
That's what won that vote. So
yeah. Did it?
Yeah. by like half of it.
Okay.
The other two were split.
It's awful, but sure.
Yeah. But so the giant.
Our coverage is great.
Our coverage is great. But this giant like robot rooster or owl, I guess it's an owl, punches Captain Carrot into a giant billboard for Acme egg beaters.
Wait,
says,
why is the owl attacking them all of a sudden?
Because it wants money. It shows up and it's like, give me money. I'm here for money. Like
Okay.
it's trying to hold it. It wants. Where's it at?
Giant robot shows up and says, "Give me money."
Giant robot shows up. First thing it says, where is it at? Hello, my name is Dr. Hoot.
Oh,
Please give my giant robot all your money, or else it will squash you. That is all. So it's just trying to get money from people. But they're no match. Like they're unable to pierce through and like stop the robot here.
Yeah.
So Alley Cadabra decides to send like a telepathic call to the other members of the zoo crew. And so, Terry Joe Terrapin's taking a bath when he gets the.
He took his shell off.
Well, yeah.
Turtles don't take their shells off.
We learned that.
Turtles are one piece.
Not this one. One Piece is another story, Mike. That's not this. Also, Peter Porkchop is on the subway headed to the premiere with his flowers and stuff, and he's putting on the Fritz because we don't want to get sued for putting on the Ritz, I guess.
Why are you named after a piece of yourself
I don't get that one
that
either.
people consume?
Do you know they're in New York? Did I tell you that? GNU, New York. I told you it's a punny book. It's a very punny book. But they both, Peter leaves what he's doing, Terry Joe leaves what he's doing, and they both go to help Captain Carrot and Alley Cadabra defeat the robot. And as they punch it through, I did find this funny, as they as they look through one of the broken eyes of the robot, they see Dr. Hoot in there who was controlling it. And when he comes out of the eye, he's just wearing a shirt that says bad guy on it. And I thought that was funny. I don't know why.
No, that's not bad at all.
That one's funny. And he's like, Dr. Hoot knows when he's been beaten, at least for the moment. But I warn you, I will be the greatest inventive genius of all time. And Captain Carrot's like, yeah, but not right now. And he like takes him off, and they throw him in the back of the paddy wagon, and he drives him off. And so about that time, Burt Reynolds and Rova Barkett come out, and they're like, where were you guys? We watched Star Premiere all by ourselves. And they're like, well, we were taking care of this giant robot out here.
We were doing our job, you idiots.
When all of a sudden somebody says, no, Captain Carrot, right now you're going to need all the help you can get off panel. And we don't know who that is. And that's where we meet Oklahoma Bones. Well, Oklahoma Bones Jr., not Senior. And his whip, who is a snake named Whipley.
Oklahoma Jones?
Oklahoma Bones.
Bones instead of Jones. I see. Okay.
Yeah. We find out that he is not a good adventurer. It was his father who was the good adventurer. And that he just essentially is the caretaker of the Museum of Natural History. Like, he's not good at adventuring. He's not even really good as a curator. Being a curator is the only thing he's good at. Yeah. It's his dad that was the Indy we know, or the Oklahoma we know. What do you think they would call him, too? Because he has a nickname. Oh, sorry, out of order again. That's where we punched the robot. But Oklahoma takes him to the Museum of Natural History to tell him, like, I need your guys' help. I came across my dad's journal, and, like, this is what it says. And then he tells them of the story.
Who was thinking of a sandwich?
That would be Pig Iron.
Oh, Porker. Yeah, I got it.
Pig Iron is hungry.
Yeah.
He hasn't been able to eat. And he is thinking of a pork chop, too, which is kind of weird.
Is he thinking of a pork chop?
That's meat.
Oh, shoot. I thought that was a sandwich.
No, that's like a T-bone. It might be. That looks
like
meat.
A sub.
We find out, if you know Indiana Jones, you know the story of Oklahoma Bones. It has like him, like all of the girls just swooning over him that he's teaching class
like a carbon
over.
Copy.
It is. And like the government guys coming and telling him, like, we need your help to fight this is Mike's favorite part, to fight the Ratsies.
Oh my God.
Yep. And Oklahoma, good old Okie tells him, not Indy, but Okie tells him, all right, but just this one job for Uncle Ham.
Oh my God, there's so much of it.
It's all through here. I'm just peppering them all in, man.
So much.
But what the government guys tell him is apparently the Ratsies are interested with these statues on Easter Bunny Island, all these bunny heads. And that they've been really interested for some reason. We don't know why. We want you to go out there to see why. So Okie goes and finds that all the Ratsies are having the natives of the island there, dig up the bunny heads, and there's stuff written on the bottom of. We haven't got there yet. Oki is captured by the Ratsies, and then this is where the evil.
Look at those Ratsies.
I know the Ratsies. Where's his name? Because it's Von something.
Captain Von Cheese.
Yeah, we get Dummkopf in there because we have to make sure that we call somebody a dumbhead and that we know our German. Yeah. And then instead of Will, it's Will. I will raise. Where's his name though? It's something Von something very typical.
My daughter,
Baron von Vermin. There we go.
My daughter just took a trip to Germany, and I was talking to her the other night, and she was telling me about all the little things they went on and all this stuff, right? She said that they went on a walking tour, and the guide brings up the Hitler thing, like saying, he was a great artist before, and he was rejected by these art schools, and blah, blah, blah. And then she said the guide literally said, so maybe had they let him in, things would have turned out differently. That doesn't seem like the thing you say in Germany. I mean, it just seems, but anyway, maybe I'm taking it the wrong way. I don't know, but damn.
No.
It seems a little rough.
Well, Baron von Vermin tells Oki that essentially there was this planet off in space of these futuristic rabbits, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, one of the kids came to his mom and noticed that there were all these multicolored eggs and stuff that had landed on this planet, and they didn't know what it was. But what was inside was the most horrifying, terrifying, scary thing in the entire universe.
Uh-huh.
So they decided to get rid of it so it didn't ruin their planet. And so they sent one guy, like this leader.
They don't tell you what the scariest thing is.
No, they don't.
Okay.
To Earth to be able to bury the eggs. They make a joke about they were looking for a place that they could use as their own dumpster where nobody would care. And so, of course, they picked Earth. It's a joke. But,
sure. Yeah, it's fun.
But when he gets there, he realizes he's smarter and more advanced than everybody there. So he uses his mind powers to have the locals build statues of him and bury these Easter eggs in the dirt and put the statues on top of them.
So we're figuring out Easter Island.
Now, people have forgotten over time that these existed, but the Ratsies remember, so they're there to dig up the eggs.
The Ratsies remember.
Well, here's the thing, too. They tell you. Did I miss? No. That head rabbit there, they mummify him, too. So he can wait for others from his planet to come back. I forgot about that.
That's not the way mummification works.
That's what it's up there.
Sure.
Yeah, then since he could not get back home without a spaceship, the space rabbit spun a cocoon around himself and prepared to wait till somebody would come to get him.
Rabbits spin cocoons.
They do. Well, the Ratsies are taking the eggs, or wanting to take the eggs and the rabbit back with them.
They probably want to do bad things.
Yeah.
They get skull and crossbones on their damn planes. I mean, look at that.
Yeah. But they want to take it back, and so they do, and all that leaves is Oki with just one egg that he takes back to the Natural History Museum that is now in possession of his son.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where he's like, the
National History Museum, probably.
Yeah, he's like, he's like, your dad wrote here he goes. Dad finishes his account, because here's the thing, is Whipley is a part of all this because they're trying to figure out what could be in the eggs or what is the rest of the story.
Right.
And he goes, Dad finishes his account by writing that Whipley here was so wiped out by the experience that he forgot it all in a week.
The snake that's a whip?
Yeah. That and probably head trauma. But I think
that's what I'm saying. I think there's a
whip.
PETA issue there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're using a snake, and the only place you could grab that snake by is his head.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, because you're using
Whip
the
with
tail as the whip part.
Because if you're not, then you're just bashing his head.
Yeah, you're just smacking his head into things, and your whip's not going to last very long.
And he's like, so he kept the egg all these years without ever knowing why, or why your dad thought it was so important. And he's like, yeah, I guess we just got to figure out the secret of the egg. We can figure out the secret of the island.
That's it.
Okay. Well, Peter is done waiting for this, man. He is hungry. He wants to go find some food.
He's found a good pork chop to eat.
And he goes and he opens up the fridge.
Oh, come on. He cracks an egg and eats it?
And he's like, oh, this egg. Oh, that's cool. Oh, seems to me that Oki Jr. was saying something about an egg. But I was so hungry, I forgot what he was talking about. Here, I'll just go ahead and crack with my pinky. It's starting to glow. Oh, yeah, now I remember. This must be the egg Oki's pop left him. He's like, sure does shake a lot, but ain't too late to try putting it back to, or it's too late to try putting it back together again. So one omelet coming up, and he like cracks it, and he pours the egg in there, and he's like, huh, what is this? It's jiggling like it's almost alive. And the egg hops out of the pan and goes and attacks his face.
See it wiggle.
Are you making a new toy?
That's a Jell-O commercial.
Oh.
Because you'd see it jiggle and wiggle.
Oh. So there's an egg that is attacking his face.
Now it's a sex toy commercial.
And he tries to get it off, and he's having a hard time. There was this gag in here of like, we got to find the message that your dad took the encryptions on the bottom of the statues to figure out what it was.
Right. And
Yankee Poodle goes, let me see that. I had a lot of practice reading other people's diaries. Why?
What?
Why? This is almost identical to the Greta Gartersnake code I cracked in 70.
Greta Gartersnake.
I cracked in 73.
So that for anybody out there, that's a reference to Greta Garbo, which even in 83 or whenever the hell this was made.
Would she have anything to do with Rova Barkett?
So that should be
Ava Bark.
No,
what's her name?
It's Rona. What's her name? She was like a celebrity reporter kind of thing. She was like Barbara Walters, but she was
Is she related to Greta Garter at all?
Greta Garbo.
Garbo, sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know these people.
No, Greta Garbo was like a star in the 30s. That's what I was going to say. Like even in the 80s, nobody would know who the hell this was. Like you're a kid who's reading this, and you go, "Oh, Greta Gardner." No, you don't know. You have no freaking clue who this is.
Well, sorry, I didn't get
Rona
the reference.
Barrett. Yeah, that was her name, Rona Barrett.
Rona Barrett. Okay.
Yeah.
So
she was very like nasally.
I got you. Yeah. So Pig Iron gets the egg off of his face and throws it into the refrigerator to get away from himself, right?
Sure. And it says Balooey.
And he just closes the door on it. You want to know what happens? It left it out of here. I had to go hunt it down somewhere else. The egg ends up breaking out of the refrigerator and leaves out of the window out to the city.
And it's getting bigger.
It's getting bigger because we found out it has sucked the moisture out of everything inside the fridge.
Okay.
So now, as it is going through town, they're finding a fire hydrant drained, a milk truck drained, a goldfish in a bowl with no water, and now slurp, 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 the egg is drinking out of the
water tower,
the city water tower.
Yeah.
So this egg just takes the moisture out of everything, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
They decide, all right, let's go
my first wife said I did.
Take the moisture out of everything? Seems about right.
No, just her.
Oh, well. See? And this is one of those things, kind of like the Greta Garbo point.
Sure.
If you get it, you get it.
That's right.
So,
God damn, that egg got big.
It did, but the Zoo Crew is no match for the egg.
No.
Right? Here's
Look
the thing.
at them.
I'm pretty sure this is kind of like an homage to the Justice League cover with Starro.
The Starro?
Yeah,
okay.
the one where they're fighting, kind of in a way.
Yeah. Jesus, it's covering the planet.
Yeah, is this out of order again? No, okay. And so they're just getting bigger
How
and
can
bigger.
you even tell?
And they don't. I can't. It's getting bigger and bigger, and like he's worried about it's going to destroy the whole world, sunny side up. And you see the egg, like
Yeah.
But then,
he's dreaming that. I see. Okay.
Yeah, he's like thinking about it. Well, they're all stuck in the egg.
He's
and
extrapolating it from what's happening.
And Oklahoma Bones, good old Okie, has to use Whipley to pull.
He does use his head.
He does.
Look at that. He whips him by his tail.
He does. And so that is a concussion after concussion
That's
after
insane.
concussion that he's asking for. But he uses his head to save Terry Joe Terrapin out of the egg there. And then Captain Carrot gets an idea. And he's like, you know what? Because they're like, what are we going to do to solve or to destroy this egg yolk? And somebody's like, I guess I should have fried it when I had the chance. Oh, that's what Pig Iron says. And he goes, we'll never be able to stop them then. And then Captain Carrot has an idea. Hold on. I got something. We're going to do just that. Like, fastback, just run around in a circle to create friction. Yankee Poodle, use your rays to both repel and
They're going
to bring to it.
They're going to fry and scramble the egg.
And he goes back to that egg beater billboard from earlier in the episode. Or
it's
earlier
an
in the issue.
Working
That's an actual
beater.
Working egg beater. And he rips it off
God
and he
almighty.
puts it in. And they whip the egg. Or beat it. Beat it. Not whip it. To destroy it. And about that time, though, you think, everything's good, right?
Yeah.
We went ahead and took care of that. Man, Captain Carrot's gonna have a new tale for him to tell in his Just a Lot of Animals comic.
Oh no.
And then but Oki's like, hey, pardon me, Captain, but it's important that I just remembered.
Look at that poor snake. Look at his face.
I remembered something we've all forgotten. Namely, what did those ratsies that my dad fought do with all those other alien eggs? And so we go to the White House. And the White House, our president is, I'm pretty sure it's a Millard Fillmore joke.
Again, perfect for the 80s. Again.
But I'm saying
kids love Millard Fillmore.
But I'm pretty sure his name it was Mallard something. That's why he's a duck. Like that's what I'm guessing for. He doesn't say his name.
Yeah, or something.
But he's like, Happy Easter, children. I'm glad you kids could join me for this joyous occasion. And they're all happy. Happy Easter, Mr. President. And he goes, it's good to have you and your voting age parents, of course, here for our annual festivities. And they're like, oh, don't mind the Secret Service agents are alligators, by the way. And he goes, they're just here to protect me. And I found this a little funny, too. And Senor Von Vermin, the ambassador from San Salvador, who has donated everything necessary for today's event. Because, if anything, kids, 8 and 9-year-olds, are so going to get that joke of how he is now Senor Von Vermin from San Salvador.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
you know.
I understand, like, the Nazis retired and all
They
that,
all
so
went to
yeah,
Argentina and all that.
Yeah. They're very hard they're trying very hard to get kind of a Looney Tunes vibe here where you get the parents and the kids involved.
Yep.
No parent is going to read this. Nobody cared.
I
bet hardly any kids cared.
Probably. Well, it is. I'll go back to the cover when we're done. But we see the kids are out and they're like, oh, all these eggs. Wow, these are glowing. They're so cool. Greatest Easter egg greatest Easter egg ever. And then next issue, our eggs I'm not even reading it. It's the Bunny from Beyond. They tried to make eggs into a pun. The exasperating epic continue. There we go. But it's eggs.
Exasperating. Yeah.
Yeah, come to face fur with.
He's not a bunny from beyond, though, by the way. He's just from underground.
Yeah. No, he's from space.
Yeah, but didn't he mummify himself
He
and
did
bury
mummify
himself underground?
I was going back to the beginning of this because at the top you asked. It says, just when you thought it was safe to read funny animal books, we give you Captain Carrot and his amazing Oh, this isn't the one. Damn it. Never mind. It's on a different issue. It says the 12th best-selling title, or DC's 12th best-selling title.
See, they're trying
So they were kind of like,
yeah, they're doing a Mad Magazine thing where they're poking fun of themselves.
But still in kitty form.
But you have to be decent to be able to poke fun of yourself.
Oh, wah, 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 wah. It just seemed like you were making a diss or something. Okay, never mind. It seemed. I'm sorry, Mace. I don't have that mic.
Oh, Mason just walked in.
We only have 2 mics set up because we had to like redo everything with the board, so I don't have it plugged in right now. So I need to. I will for the next one. But that's our Easter special.
Well, shit. I don't know what happens with the alien rabbit.
They defeat him. They defeat him.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. I feel better.
Yeah.
Great. Easter is saved. Yay.
Well, here's the thing. They just come back, and it's. I didn't read the whole issue because I thought we were going to figure out the story of Easter Bunny Island. So I read all of that one.
Yeah.
And that's what we got was an Indiana Jones parody with Oklahoma Bones, and then a bunch of puns. And then it wanted me to read the next one, and usually I would. But you saw it. Like,
you think somebody in a building who was sitting at a desk?
I can tell you they do. The bunny comes back and they defeat him and send him back to his time or somehow. Like they
somebody
win
in an office
in one
building,
issue.
sitting at an office desk, collecting an office paycheck, said, "Oh no, Oklahoma Bones is going to be the next big thing. It's going to catch on. You just mark my words."
I don't think it was that. I think it was more of, if I'm going to do this, I find it funny, and I'm going to do it. Maybe
you got a cable on your foot.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
But don't call me a cable foot.
Bring him back. There you go. You're about to pull it. There it is. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. All right. So
that
was our Easter special. If that didn't do anything
Happy
for you,
Easter, everybody.
Happy Easter. You should tune in on Wednesday because we're going to talk about Batman in a Scottish castle that
Go
he
die
inherits.
a potato.
No, we're going to talk about Batman inheriting a Scottish castle and fighting a sea monster. And Mike, this might be the dumbest one from that annual yet.
I'm looking forward to it.
So if
Batmanual?
you are still here from our Batmanual from 1961, we're going to get into the Lord of Batmaner on our World's Finest Wednesday coming up. Thank you guys for taking the time out to watch this, to listen to this, all of it, for commenting, subscribing, everything. We can't thank you all enough. Make sure to also check out Rogue Media Network and the other great podcasts on that network.
RogueMediaNetwork.com.
And until next time, stay safe, everybody.
Golly con, happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.